Hello, neighbors. It is your boy Black Dollar here with the Black Dollar channel. This is going to be a feature where we get into what I believe to be the assassination of Kobe Bryant, Kobe Bean, and I will explain to you exactly why we're going to start. I want you to watch this here. This is Kobe on CNBC. For those who don't know, CNBC is a major business channel where they talk about nothing but big business.
Remember, you think you sat on this side last time.
Good memory.
As I recall, yeah, it was pretty memorable. What has surprised you? What's impressed you about it since that day?
Well, I mean, we continue to grow. We continue to make smart decisions, make smart investments across the technology, media, and data space. And it's been a heck of an opportunity. We've had a great time with our entrepreneurs and building our relationships with our investors. And here we are today.
You got how many active in the portfolio right now? 18?
We've got 18 active, had about 10 exits, so it's been incredibly successful, and we've watched the fund grow from about $100 million in access to capital to now over $2 billion. So it's exciting.
I read somewhere of some of the ones that have gone
That's
public.
billion
Dell,
with the B.
Yes.
right? Baba?
Yeah.
National Vision?
That's exactly right.
How many more can you build in terms of exits?
Well, I think it's unlimited. As long as there are great entrepreneurs and great CEOs, we're going to keep seeing more and more go public or sell to other great companies.
What's your assessment of the IPO window right now?
I mean, look, it's wide open. There's some exciting companies coming out. It's just a matching value to price. So, we hope it holds. We're pretty excited what we see.
In terms of like characteristics of the companies, the leaders you're looking at, what do they have in common?
Well, you got to have strong entrepreneurs. I mean, that's really the key for us, is looking at the people. Yes, it's important to see those returns, right? But it's also important to have great opportunity, great relationships with our investors, great opportunities with our entrepreneurs to help them grow and put them in situations they can be successful.
What I love is that you kept Kobe's name out of it right? It was not public for a while when this thing was already in motion.
And we've been working together for how long now?
It's been 7 years,
Seven
right?
years. 7 years. Yeah.
The point, it's not about us. It's about the teams that are being built, it's the entrepreneurs, it's the companies. We want to do our part. We want to help where we can, but we want to be behind the scenes. We want to be helping.
And also, it's important, to attach a name to it immediately comes with a certain stigma, right? So it's important that we do lay the groundwork early, behind the scenes. This way you establish validity and credibility within the industry. It's very important.
Right. But then what did your Rolodex bring to it later? I read you brought in Peyton Manning.
So you see 2B
Steph
and
Curry,
capital
some
AUM.
others in the
AUM
space, I
is
imagine.
assets under management.
What I'm trying to do is just simply help athletes grow and grow their...
Let's go back.
Well,
I read you brought in Peyton Manning, right? Steph Curry, some others in the space, I imagine.
Well, what I'm trying to do is just simply help athletes grow and grow their value, right? I mean, for us as athletes, it's very difficult when you retire, you step away from the game, because it's been such a liquid business for us. How do you build value post-retirement, post-career? What do you do? And I'm just trying to give opportunities to some of these other guys and vice versa.
Right. Is that a significant part of your client base? Is athletes, or is... To what degree is that important? Does that drive the vision of the fund?
Look, both athletes and entrepreneurs, because when you think about this, we all have something we're really good at. People assume that means you're good at everything. It's not necessarily true. So whether you're building a sports franchise or you're building a business, doesn't mean you know how or where to invest your money. We want to make sure that we're giving back to the communities that were so great to us.
One thing I'm curious about, Kobe, is so many companies, namely in sports, Nike's a good example, are having to make political decisions, right? Do you side with Kaepernick or do you not?
Sure.
How does that complicate decisions you have to make? And why has Nike been pretty decisive on this one?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't complicate it. Nike's mission is a very simple one. Ever since Phil Knight started the company, the mandate was to listen to the voice of the athlete. So it's bigger than Nike. Nike's core value is the athlete itself. So you have to stand by what the athlete believes in. If this is what the athlete believes in, this is what you support. So it doesn't complicate things much at all. You got to stick to what you believe is right.
I think Jim's got a question in Midtown. Jim?
Congratulations on your success, gentlemen. Kobe, I wanted to ask you, seem to have gotten wired to what I think is the most successful area of business right now, which is gaming. Fortnite. Do you see a parlors everywhere where kids are going to be trying to get NCAA scholarships for something that's going to be our national pastime.
Man, I'm having a hard time hearing.
Yeah, I think I caught Jim's question. And look, gaming is critically important to I think the cultural ethos, and for what we see, it's not just about the games that we're looking at investing in. Frankly, what we're actually trying to invest in are the platforms. So Fortnite is owned by Epic, and their Epic engine is building hundreds of games for both themselves and for the businesses that are using it. Scopely is another one. You see their Star Trek game, which has been a huge hit, but behind that is the revenue engine, and they've done that for both other games that they own, but gaming in general. And that's what we're really looking for, the fundamentals behind what everyone is seeing on the consumer side.
Right. Kobe, the Chula hot sauce, I remember when Frank's got a gigantic bid. I mean, really unbelievable from McCormick. Some people say Chula is going to be big. I know there's a lot of athletes involved with this one. But I question how fast is it growing? Could it be a home run that you could ultimately flip to a giant consumer packaged goods company? Or is it one of those that you just want to grow yourself?
Well, no, ultimately we want to be able to grow, but I think we have to be patient about it too, right? It's not about, especially for us athletes, my biggest concern and my biggest fear for athletes getting into the investment game is that we're looking for unicorns all the time. We're looking for home runs all the time. It's important to be patient, make smart decisions, invest in things that you understand, things you can get your arms around, things that you can help grow, and then take it from there.
Yeah, I mean, Moore is an exceptional CEO, and as we bring in that new team to Cholula, we expect great things from this hot sauce. I mean, this is a hot company. It's not just a hot sauce.
We had Jerry Jones on the other day. We're talking about streaming rights, how that might change if you get a big player bidding for NFL. He thought it might improve the valuation of the Cowboys by 50%. Does sports ownership interest either of you at this point?
Now, I want you to pay attention to the question and the answer. You see he's running $2 billion assets under management. He owns Cholula, Dell, buying these big companies. But now listen to the question and listen to the answer.
Interest either of you at this point? Player bidding for NFL. He thought it might improve the valuation of the Cowboys by 50%. Does sports ownership interest either of you at this point?
I'll let you answer that question because I don't want to get myself in the hot water yet.
So we're going to let Carl
answer that question because I don't want to get myself in the hot water yet. I'll let you answer that question because I don't want to get myself in the hot water yet.
So we're going to let Carl answer that.
Then we're all in trouble.
Look, for us, we're fiscally disciplined.
Yeah.
We're
So, this is what it's all about now. Okay? This is the fund, the private equity fund that Kobe started with Jeff Stiebel. It's called Bryant Stiebel. These are the companies they own. You see Dell Technologies, Epic Games. Some of these names you'll recognize, some of these names you may not recognize. I want you to look at this picture that they have here out in front of the New York Stock Exchange. And I want you to look at this picture here. Who's missing? Look at this. Then look at this. This is what we call decapitation, triangulation. These are military tactics, people. Now you say military, yes, military. Like when you're talking about running and managing $2 billion in assets as a black athlete and getting athletes to want to invest with you, not the typical people who they have been investing with. It's disruptive is the word. And it's disruptive to industries that don't take kindly to being disrupted. You're talking about billion-dollar industries. You're talking about fourth and fifth generation banking families and people who get extremely wealthy off of athletes, and a lot of these people couldn't jump over the free throw line. And there's been a long history of this, and this is why they have these ESPN documentaries like Broke. You know, they do ESPN Broke, where they talk about how the athletes all go broke, 3 to 5 years after retiring from the NFL. You're talking about people who made hundreds of millions of dollars. They go broke. ESPN did a documentary on it, clowning these athletes. But a lot of it is conspiracy. These athletes have agents, they have managers, they have financial advisors who give them poor advice, who often are working together to remove the athlete and separate the athlete from their money. So when you get a guy like a Kobe Bryant in the game who may actually have personal relationships with these athletes and want to see their best interests be taken care of, look at the people he's in the room with. Okay? So I just want to find another interview that I real quick. Where is it at? But even, you look at currently, I need you to understand, $2 billion, that's in 2013, we're in 2025, Playboy, no Diddy. They're worth about $7 billion, $5 billion. They're growing the assets. And those are owner numbers. Those are the type of numbers. So you got to imagine that you have Kobe Bryant who is probably worth hundreds of millions of dollars, starts a fund, raises billions of dollars. They got to get him out the way. Same thing with the Nigerian banker. There's a Nigerian banker killed in a helicopter crash on the way to last year's Super Bowl. Killed Nigerian Stock Exchange. Let me see. Taken out as well. Helicopter crash. We have Kia Duggins most recently. She was killed when a helicopter hit a plane most recently. All right, this is, I want y'all to look into her too, Kia Duggins. This is her right here, Harvard Law School graduate. But let's get back to Kobe. I don't want to sidetrack too much, but I'm going to give y'all these rabbit holes, and you all who are interested, you could go down these rabbit holes yourself. But we'll go a little bit down this rabbit hole, but I want to get back. She was a civil rights attorney. And she was going to be a professor at Howard University. She was very, very outspoken and very much down for the African American people, and she was eliminated. Okay. I'm going to do separate stories on all of these people, but right now we're on Kobe Bryant, Brian Steeble. All right, and I want to show you how deep they get into this. All right. So, this whole thing is a system. So if you really look at the logo, Kobe Bryant's logo, it looks like the rotor of a helicopter going down, in my opinion. So this was planned. I've seen a lot about the predictive programming and, the 41 and, a whole bunch of numerology and things like that. But I think this is a blatant example of how these things are put right in our faces. I mean, clearly looks like a helicopter rotor going down. Then we could get into, obviously you got the LeBron James, the night LeBron James passed Kobe. They had to join or die on the court, and he died the next day. They had this on the court. During the game, when LeBron passed Kobe, and then Kobe died the next day. Just so see, I'm not making it up. Let's see. We'll find. Sorry for my typing. Let's see if we can see the actual action. We're gonna get to the actual action. Everything we do here, we want to keep it factual. I want you to see. This is why I like this format.
I look at Kobe Bryant as the best in our league. LeBron has done so much for the game. He's an incredible Bryant. It gets to a point where you be like, I didn't think I could get better today until.
So that's not what I want to say. Let's see if we can find a highlight. We're gonna find out that we're going down the rabbit holes together. Is it video? What is this?
And when you think about it, 37, 19th year in the league.
At Christmas Day.
Now he's the all-time leading scorer on Christmas.
Sorry, I want to get y'all to. I want to see if y'all want y'all to see this with me.
There's James. Goes across the lane, lays it up, and lays it in. And there it is. He just became the third.
You see the snake on the court? That's the trying to die snake. So Kobe's in attendance. This is the game where LeBron passes Kobe. And for some strange reason, they had that join to die snake. On the court. It's literally what it stands for. As you see, I'm not making it up. This is the snake. 76ers. Join to die. Join to die. And even when I watched it, I was thinking, like, this seems like some kind of high level threat to Kobe Bryant. He was the Mamba. He's in the arena. LeBron's going to pass him. Join to die. Then even the whole night, it's like, instead of saying LeBron passes Kobe, all of the news said Kobe passed by LeBron that night. And then LeBron gives this speech, which even when I watched it live, I was watching this game live. I was watching this game live. And, LeBron gave this speech, this infamous speech. In the locker room. Where's the speech at? Come on. This speech. Which sounded to me like a eulogy. When
I was a kid, I was in
this
high
is the
school.
night before
I was
Kobe
growing up through the
passed.
ranks when Kobe came into the league. He was, it wasn't a dream of mine to come straight, from high school at that point in time to the NBA. But I was like, wow, a 17-year-old, 18-year-old kid being able to make that leap, that's pretty damn cool. And as I started playing more ball and I went into high school, the things that he was doing on the floor, I admired and wanted to be a part of. I went to ABCD camp,
Study
and
the
he came and talked to
mannerisms,
all the kids that was there, and I happened to be one of the
body
kids that
language.
was there, and I was just listening. I was
Hold
just
on, I don't mean to interrupt. I just want to tell y'all, study the mannerisms, study the body language. I watched this live in real time, and in my opinion, it felt like a eulogy. And I was like, did Kobe die or something? And literally the next day, Kobe Bryant was dead.
trying to soak everything up I could. And I remember one thing that he said. He was like, if you want to try to be, great at it, or want to be one of the greats, you got to put the work in. There's no substitution to work. And I was a 15-year-old kid at that camp. You can actually find the footage of him at that camp. And in 2001, I believe I was playing in New Jersey, and the All-Star game, if I'm not mistaken, and y'all can correct me, it was in Philly, right? Yeah, that Saturday, me and Maverick drove to the Intercontinental downtown Philadelphia, and he gave me a pair of his shoes, which I ended up wearing that following night. It was the red, white, and blue Kobe's. I was a 15, and he was a 14, and I wore them anyways. And I sat and just talked to him for a little bit. He gave me the shoes. I rocked them in the game. And it was the same night that we played Oak Hill against Melo. And then I saw what he was able to do the very next night, winning MVP here in Philly. That same that following night. As I got drafted, I still just admired him. Seeing what he was able to accomplish, winning championships, having being early in his career where he learned from the misses that he had against the series against Utah, and he just used that as motivation and got better and better and better to him winning multiple championships, and continued to admire him throughout my high school rank, and then as competitors, just seeing the work ethic that he put into the game. He had zero flaws offensively, zero. You backed off of him, he could shoot the three. You body him up a little bit, he can go around you. He can shoot the mid range. He can post. He can make free throws. He has zero flaws offensively.
Just notice everything is in the past tense. And I understand that at this point Kobe had retired, but just listen to how he's speaking about him. Everything's in the past tense. Nothing like I look forward to our kids growing up. I look forward to, shooting around with them when I come in the locker room or when I come to practice. So nothing's forward facing. Everything's past tense.
And, that's something that I admired as well. Just being at a point where the defense will always be at bay, where they couldn't guard you at all offensively, where you just felt like you was just immortal offensively because of your skill set and your work ethic. We take it down to 2008 where we become the Redeem.
Immortal offensively.
He can make free throws. He has zero flaws offensively. And, that's something that I admired as well. Just being at a point where the defense will always be at bay, where they couldn't guard you at all offensively, where you just felt like you was just immortal offensively because of your skill set and your work ethic. We take it down to 2008 where we become the Redeem team. And it was a dream come true for me to be able to line up alongside of him. Just admiring him for so many years, and seeing him from afar, and then being able to be in practices with him, and me watching and learning. So I mean, it's just too much. It's just too much. The story is just too much. It doesn't make sense. And just to make a long story short, now I'm here in the Lakers uniform in Philadelphia, where he's from, where one of the first time I ever met him, gave me his shoes, he won All-Star Week. It's surreal. It doesn't make no sense, but the universe just puts things in your life, and
It doesn't make sense.
When you live in the right way, or you just giving everything to whatever you're doing, things happen organically, and it's not supposed to make.
Man, you're giving all your satanic sacrifices. You're giving all your love to Satan.
Sense, but it just happens. And sorry. Just puts things in your life, and when you, I guess, when you live in the right way, or you just giving everything to whatever you're doing, things happen organically, and it's not supposed to make sense, but it just happens. And sorry. Things happen organically, and it's not supposed to make sense, but it just happens. And sorry. And I'm happy.
Who is he saying sorry to? Who keeps these athletes on the leash like this? Who's Kobe afraid to speak and say if he want to own the team? Who did LeBron James just apologize to? This man made $100 million when he was 17 years old. He got $1 billion contract from Nike. He's probably made $500 million in his NBA career at least. Who is he apologizing to?
But it just happens. And sorry. And I'm happy just to be in any conversation with Kobe Bean Bryant, one of the all-time greatest basketball players to ever play, one of the all-time greatest Lakers. The man got 2 jerseys hanging up in Staples Center. It's just crazy.
Any irony for you as a pass-first player? You said basically your whole life to not be third scoring on the all-time list.
Yeah, because I've never seen myself as a scorer. I've seen myself as just a guy that's just a basketball player.
So we got that, right? You got the Join to Die. Obviously, we saw the cartoons. We saw all of that. But let's get back to the business. Because, you know, Kobe won an Oscar. You know, Kobe won an Oscar for their basketball. So this is all within 3 years of leaving the NBA. And, you know, they weren't going to have Kobe Bryant on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta looking stupid. Kobe Bryant started his own show on ESPN called Detail. And he produced Kobe Bryant Detail. Kobe Bryant Detail. Kobe was also leaving Nike to start his own sneaker brand. Sorry, y'all. So Kobe was starting to leave Nike, start his own shoe brand. So he was trying to break away from all of these corporate entities. And basically what I'm trying to get you all to understand is that all of these people that we hail and idolize and worship as celebrities are basically middle management. They're brand ambassadors. They are put on the pedestal so that we, the regular folks, will spend money with these large corporations. All right? And when they get out of line, they get taken out. I'm going to be doing stories on this, numerous examples of this. And in fact, Kobe Bryant and his family split with Nike when shortly after he passed away. So, you know, these are the people who are the real freedom fighters. These are the people who are the real revolutionaries, and they need to get their recognition. I think the fact that this man started a fund that was worth, you know, probably worth about $6 billion today. You know, yeah, and if you heard the guy in the interview, well, we kept Kobe's name out of it. Why would you not want to trade on Kobe Bryant's name? Oh, because you want to keep all the money for yourself when you get rid of Kobe Bryant. You only want people to know Kobe Bryant's associated with it. That's why since he passed away, you haven't heard anything about it. You never heard anyone say, even when he was alive, oh, Kobe Bryant runs a $2 billion fund. Oh, Kobe Bryant's a private equity fund owner that's worth billions of dollars. And they won't even put the real numbers out there anymore. But obviously, oh. You see, so he got into that. He got into that space. Now this guy, who's the CEO of LegalZoom, is now the owner, and he's obviously not from the community. Well, he's from a community, but not the community that Kobe's from. You see, body armor. He had all of these investments, and when you learn to make money like this is freedom. This is liberty. So when you look at when you look at these people, Kobe was trying to break away from all of these things and start his own businesses, start his own enterprises, write his own books, make his own movies, start his own TV shows. He had the capital to put behind any ideas he wanted to get behind, and they didn't want to see this man. Kobe was Toby. And they said, Toby. And he was trying to run. And they caught him. And they cut his fucking foot off. Figuratively. Okay? We've seen Kaepernick. We've seen these different people who try to make stances. I mean, even in the NBA, you got the Craig Hodges, you got the Mahmoud Raoufs, you got all of these different athletes who tried to be social activists as well and had their careers stifled. So when you get someone like a Kobe Bryant who's getting straight to the money, literally straight to the money, right? And he's trying to change the attitudes and the paradigms on investing for athletes so that they don't end up broke, and giving them safe havens and places to put their capital so that they don't end up broke. It's very disruptive. Banking is the last bastion of whiteness left on earth, and I'm convinced they won't give that up without a fight. It'll be bloody war. And if you look in the background of this picture, I mean, I think it pretty much says it all, who the trading floor is for, who is supposed to represent, and if this was who's different, I think you could just look at the picture very easily and see who's different. And it's just some of the points I wanted to get to you guys about literally how and why I think they took Kobe out. And if I miss anything, I'll follow up in another video. Thank you guys. Love you. Like, follow, subscribe, spam it up. Let's grow this community. Let's get big. Let's get huge. We going global.